If your bank account is sitting at $5,000 right now, stop scrolling. This video is for you. Because over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to take you through an entire journey from that first day your account goes negative, all the way to the day you look at your screen and see $0 in debt. And I promise you this, there are things in this video that no finance guru will ever tell you. Real things. Things only people who've actually lived through this know. So no matter what stage you're on right now, whether your account is negative, whether you're just starting to plan, or you're already debt-free and just want to relate, stay right here. Because later on, I'm going to tell you something nobody talks about after becoming debt-free, and trust me, it's going to make you think. Let's start with the first stage, $5,000. This is that moment when your phone buzzes with a notification and your stomach just drops. Bank balance negative. Credit card maxed out. And that one voice that won't let you sleep at night, what am I even going to do? Picture this. You're out with friends, everyone's ordering, and in your head you're doing math. What if I just get the half portion? That feeling, nobody understands it until they've lived it. Be honest, how many of you have put your phone on silent just because you knew a bank notification was coming? Type 1 in the comments if you know this feeling. The worst part of this stage isn't actually the money. It's the shame. People hide it. They hide it from their family. They hide it from their partner. They even hide it from themselves because admitting it means saying, I messed up. And that shame gets so heavy that people just freeze. They're scared to even open their statement. They see that red notification and ignore it because somewhere in their mind, if they don't look, maybe the problem just disappears on its own. But here's a truth you need to hold on to, and it might be the most important line in this whole video. That number is not who you are. It's just a number, and numbers can change. I once knew someone who was at $8,000. What was their first step? They opened their phone, looked at the number, and cried. Actually cried. But then they did one thing, they wrote it down on a piece of paper, the exact number. And that's where their entire journey began. Because until you actually face your reality, you can't run from it, and you definitely can't fix it. If you're in this stage right now, first, know this. You are not alone. Millions of people have been exactly where you are. And if you think this is never going to end, coming up, I'm going to show you the exact moment everything starts to change. Now, the wake-up call. Every single person who gets out of debt has one specific moment. A trigger. Something that makes them say enough. No more. For some, it's a late fee. For others, it's when a friend asks, are you okay? And for the first time, they can't lie and say yes. For some, it's 2 a.m., sitting alone, staring at a bank statement, thinking, how did I even get here? What was your trigger? Or if it hasn't happened yet, think about it. What's going to be the thing that wakes you up? This is the most powerful stage because this is where a real plan starts to form. People start budgeting. For the first time in their life, they write down every single expense. They cancel subscriptions they haven't used in a year. They swap the coffee shop for coffee at home. Yes, I know, it hurts, but it works. In this stage, people feel like they're being cheap. But the truth is, they're actually taking back control of their life. If you're in this stage right now, I'm genuinely proud of you. This is the hardest step, because admitting I made a mistake and now I'm going to fix it takes a kind of courage most people never find. But here's a warning, making a plan is one thing. Actually sticking to it is another. Next, I'm going to show you the phase nobody posts on Instagram, because this stage is the most boring, the most exhausting, but also the most necessary stage of all. This is the grind. This is the part no one shows on social media. Every debt-free journey reel skips right over this part because it's not glamorous. Picking up extra shifts. Working a side hustle on weekends while your friends are at the beach. Turning down party invites with sorry, I'm busy when the real reason is you just don't have the budget. Doing math in your head at the grocery store, asking yourself the same question every month, can I actually afford this? And more often than not, the answer is no. This is where motivation dies. This is where people start thinking nothing's changing, I'm never getting out of this. Because going from $5,000 to $4,800 feels slow, painfully slow. You're putting in the work, but the number barely moves. But this is exactly where I need you to stop and really listen. Every single person who's ever become debt-free has felt this exact same thing. That feeling of nothing's happening, it's not true. It just feels that way. Because progress that's slow feels invisible. But it's still real. Think of a plant growing its roots underground. From the surface, nothing looks like it's happening. Weeks go by with zero visible growth. But underneath, the roots are getting deeper, stronger, and then one day out of nowhere, the plant breaks through the surface, and everyone thinks it happened overnight. Your debt-free journey works exactly the same way. Every extra shift, every small saving, every time you said no to yourself, that's all roots. If you're in the grind right now, tell me one thing in the comments. What did you sacrifice this week for your financial goal? Doesn't matter how small it is, write it down. Because those small things are actually the biggest things. And then, slowly, that number starts to shift. $5,000 becomes $3,000. $3,000 becomes $1,000. $1,000 becomes $200. And then one day, with no warning at all, you open your app and you see $0. Zero, no debt, no negative number, just a beginning. To the rest of the world, that day looks small. No party, no banner. But for you, it's a win only you will ever truly understand. Because only you know how many nights, how many sacrifices, how many no's went into that single number. But the video doesn't end here, because hitting zero is just the beginning. Next, I'm going to tell you about the part people forget, and if you skip it, you could end up right back where you started. Now, building the cushion. A lot of people think hitting zero is the finish line. But the truth is, zero is just a new starting point. Because if you don't have an emergency fund, the very next small problem, a car breaking down, a medical bill, losing your job, will pull you right back into negative territory. And this cycle happens to so many people. They hit zero, they celebrate, and then one emergency drags them back to $3,000. So what happens in this stage? Small, steady savings begin. $50 here, $100 there. Nothing flashy, nothing exciting, just consistent. And for the first time in your life, you feel something you might never have felt before: security. You open your statement without fear. A notification comes in and your heart doesn't race. You think, if something happens tomorrow, I can actually handle it. That feeling, nothing beats it. And if you're already at this stage, seriously comment cushion mode below, because that's an achievement most people never truly understand. Now, the final stage. This is the one I mentioned at the very start, where I tell you the thing nobody talks about. And then, that day finally comes. Debt-free. No minimum payments. No interest quietly eating away at your hard-earned money. Just you. Your money. Your control. People assume this day comes with a huge celebration. And yes, there's happiness, but here's the thing no one tells you. That day also comes with a strange, empty feeling. Because for so many years, a part of your life has been fighting debt. It became part of your identity. And when that debt is finally gone, some people find themselves thinking, who am I now? What's my next goal? That's completely normal. No one talks about it, but it's real, and it's okay. But then, slowly, a new realization sets in. You remember that $5,000 day, that sleepless night, that shame you kept hidden. And now you're standing somewhere you never even let yourself imagine. And here's the most important part: you didn't just build money. You proved to yourself that you can do anything, once you actually decide to. So tell me honestly right now, which stage are you on? The free fall, the grind, or already debt-free? Drop your stage in the comments, and I promise you I will personally reply to every single one. Because doing this alone is the hardest part. And I want you to know in this comment section, you are not alone. If you're in that early stage right now, don't scroll past this and forget I remember exactly how that feels. But every single person who's debt-free today was once exactly where you are. Every single one. And if you think this video could help a friend who's struggling right now, send it to them today. Sometimes one video is all it takes to remind someone that this stage isn't permanent. And if you connected with this journey, hit subscribe, because in the next video, I'm breaking down the exact strategy that took me from $5,000 to $0. Step by step. Until then, whatever your number is right now, remember, it's just a number. And numbers can change.